Normally, Jake Doyle sits right there, but today he's in the back seat with me.
Oh yeah.
I'm in heaven. Thank you.
I'm drunk.
And that would explain it. Anyway, we are here at CNBC in the backseat on the set of Republic of Doyle. And how cool is that? I'm great.
Are you having a good time? It's good. We're having a really good time. We're shooting in a little neighborhood in St. John's called Chalker's Place right now.
Yeah.
Everybody's awesome.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about St. John's because, well, you know what? Let's go back further. And the reason why is because my mom, as I was running out the door today, they live in Holyrood, she said, say hello to Allan. And she grew up in the Goulds, and she was in the drama program, and so were you. And you think it's a big deal.
What's your mother's name?
Well, her maiden name was Fleming.
Fleming, yeah.
She's not that much older than Allan Hawco.
I believe it.
That's true. I know, but she was there a while ago, and she talks often about how, you know, growing up there was so great. What was it like growing up for you there?
Well, we had a great drama program. I went to school at St. Kevin's, and I had a great teacher, Tony
So did
Duffney.
my mom.
Yeah?
Yeah.
My mother taught there too, actually, but Tony Duffney taught a bunch of us who were sort of out there in the artistic community right now. He was an inspiration for a lot of us who went to the school and did that drama program. So he's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And growing up in the Goulds was great. It was like you had this perfect mix of like wilderness, you know, because now there's a big highway going through our wilderness. But it was like a great way to grow up, and really good people and all that kind of jazz.
Yeah.
It's fun. But I'm originally from Bell Island, so all my father's family are from Bell Island.
We were just at the Beachy Cove Cafe today. Did you ever go there?
Hard to beat it.
Yeah, in fact.
Pretty good fish and chips, I have to say.
Yeah. Where's your favorite place? If someone said, Allan Hawco, where can I go for coffee?
Coffee.
In Newfoundland and Labrador. Your favorite place?
Well, then I gotta, you know, I like, but I'm gonna forget one, and there's like a bunch of people who were, and my friends like run the places.
Right. Well, shout out to all of them. This is what we're here for. CNBC, and we want to let the people know where the cool people go.
You know what? Coffee Matters. There's like Have a Java, and there's Coffee and Company, and there's all those places. But then there's also a really great place called Tangled Up in Blue. They do an Australian cappuccino. It's an Australian restaurant. It's called a Flat White. It's dandy.
Cool, I gotta check that out. Okay.
Throw a drop of Bailey's in it.
I like him. Okay, let's just
Not
stop.
while you're working.
Let's pause for a moment and remember I'm in the back seat with Allan Hawco. Okay, now we're moving along. Now let's talk about the Duke on Duckworth, because you use that in the. Am I saying that right? Yeah.
The Duke of Duckworth.
The Duke of Duckworth.
He's the Duke of Duckworth.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Figures in very prominently into the show, but it's also a great place to grab a pint, and it's a real pub.
Oh, it's a great pub, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great pubs in town. You know, O'Reilly's sort of created a new pub in their back room. That's really awesome. Just like another little alleyway kind of pub down there.
Yeah.
The Ship, of course.
Yeah.
The
a lot
Ship.
of people say the Ship.
And you know another great pub that
Tell me.
is Aaron's Pub. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's like great for live music. St.
Karen
John.
Ennis liked that. That's what she said.
It's like, the Duke is. Oh, one second. I have to be quiet while they're shooting.
Quiet. Do you come here often?
I do. I'm not cheap. What are we talking about?
So many actors, whether they, maybe if they grew up in Los Angeles or California, they're looking at leaving.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying, okay, I'm going to grow up and I'm going to move it and I'm going to make it in the big place. Did you ever imagine you could be this successful in your home province?
Well, I mean, I moved away in '97, went to National Theatre School in Montreal, and I lived there for 3 years, and then I moved to Toronto. But I always spent sort of half and half between Toronto and St. John's, and the dream was certainly to be able to work, just to make a living and live in your hometown and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if it would happen that way, so I got to be honest, I feel pretty lucky that I get to have that opportunity. I mean, honest to God, it's completely living the dream. People ask me if, I want to go to Hollywood or whatever, and I want to go to Holyrood with your mother.
Oh, there you go. Thank God. Okay, listen, I want to say that because now you're getting people like the cast that you have on this show is pretty amazing.
Special, yeah.
Yeah, and that's because the show is so wonderfully written, and I want to talk to you about the writing.
That's nice.
Because there's a line that I remember, I think it was episode 2, but it has stuck with me since I heard it, and it goes like this. I think I got it right. Jake Doyle, you're just like every other fella. You want what you can't have, and you don't know what to do with what you got.
Yeah.
Now, who wrote that? How could a man write that line?
Well, I'm pretty sure I wrote that line.
You did?
I know I did, actually, but
Is that true?
yeah. 1 second now. We got to roll again.
Okay, so here's the line that I love. It goes like this, and I remember it, like episode 2 or something like that. Jake Doyle, you're just like every other fella. You want what you can't have, and you don't know what to do
With what you got.
with what you got. Who wrote that? Because you've got a great writing team.
I have a wicked writing
Does
team.
everybody get together? Is it like collaborative?
Yeah, it's sort of eventually it gets to a point with a good writing team that you don't know who wrote what.
That's a great line, though.
Yeah.
I'd have a T-shirt of that if I could find it.
I think I wrote that line, and I know I wrote that. I was a co-writer of that episode. I'm pretty sure I wrote that line, although it could have been. I truly believe that's sort of like the reason why I think I wrote that line is because that is sort of the core of where Jake sits as a human being.
Yeah.
And he has that.
And maybe a lot of other fellas.
Yeah, it's particularly a man, a condition many men suffer from. I have 2 sisters, so there's like and this is not bullshit. There's an underlying sort of presence with this show that the theme is that women are.
They run the show?
They're a superior species. I'm serious too, and I mean in a way they run Jake's life.
I'm just gonna salute you. Is that all right?
Yeah, well, I think it's easier as a man to figure that out sooner rather than later.
Yeah, right.
And I think that they run.
Because empirically, and maybe that is because you have 2 sisters, you write great for women.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
That's a fact.
This year we have a couple of great.
And great actresses. Hello.
I know, yeah.
Oh my God! And that's half the battle, isn't it?
Yeah, casting. Because I'm an actor, that's where my first love lies, is in the process of acting, and you hire the best people you can, and they make everything a lot easier. And in our writing room, we have 3 very, very strong female voices that this year help us sort of. I wanted to bring a little bit more sensitivity to it this year, so it wasn't all running and jumping.
Yeah.
So we can have the running and jumping, and then you can have some other elements in there as well. And as much as I think I understand how women are or whatever, there's no substitute for the real thing.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
But we're a mystery. We kind of like being a mystery.
Yeah, it's a very exciting mystery for fellers like me.
You've got to be type A. Have you always been like this? You got a million balls in the air. You're the director. Did that shock you? It's not that kind of website. Okay, you're directing, you're writing, you're producing, you're starring, you're doing this, that, and the other thing. Are you happy when you're busy?
Oh yeah, I love it. I don't direct the show.
You don't?
No, I am executive producer.
Okay.
Showrunner.
Yes.
Writer, actor, and creative head of the show. But
how about craft service? You ever get in on that activity?
No,
or?
I don't do a lot of the craft service.
Are you a good cook?
I used to be, but over the past 3 years, I haven't had a chance to eat anything that wasn't cooked for me, really.
That's all right.
Yeah, oh, geez, I'm not complaining about anything. Everything's great. No, I love it. I love being busy, and I love moving all the time, constantly doing all sorts of things. And it's great when you have such strong people around you.
Good team.
Yeah.
And you sleep at what point? Ever?
Yeah, the sleep thing is starting to catch up. I gotta be honest.
Sleep when you die.
That's right. I'm an actor, so I've spent a lot of time asleep.
That's not true. Well, listen, can I just tell you, I feel like I'm dreaming. I don't mind saying, Allan Hawco, we thank you.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.